Alright guys, we're to the cabinet part. I, of course, need it to be not the same as everybody else's, so instead of just that plain flat cabinet right there, I've come up with using sewing drawers because it's got 6 individual little drawers that my husband's actually building in for me. I am loving him for this. The problem that we ran into is with the curve at the back, it starts lower and then it curves up like that. So it's about 3.5 inches, 4 inches shorter down here, and it's deeper back there at the top. So the piece fits except for the very bottom part of it. So what he's doing is he is cutting out notches, and then he's going to cut this at an angle, and then we're going to lose just a little bit of the back 2 drawers. Sorry, I'm making you drink. We had thought about, or had talked about, moving the copper piping over a little further over, but then you're going to start contending with your space for your refrigerator. So also, to finish out the top, instead of using just the plain regular door, I've torn apart some cabinets, and we're going to actually use just one of the drawer fronts for this cabinet front. So this is more what it's looking like. Sorry, so fast. And then the built-in will be underneath. So all he had to do was just chop off this tiny bit at an angle to get it to fit where the pipes are. Okay, for this particular piece, I just literally cut the front door off of an old piece of furniture. It was a drawer just like this. I used my amazing do-it-all tool. All you do is just cut it flat right down the side, which looks like that when you're done. Just cut it all the way through. And then I am going to use, and it's going to show because the door is going to open. So I literally just used my handy dandy tool once again to smooth all that out. I went back and I sanded so it's a real smooth texture. I'm going to tape around the edges because I want to keep that really cool green to match the front. But the inside of the cabinet is the other green. So I'm going to tape and paint this, and then I have a cabinet door. So he decided to frame around the outside of it. I just found a little trick. It's always hard with this tiny little detailed stuff to fill it because it fills in all the holes. So as he was doing it, I was painting the edges, and when he put it together, it's perfected. I don't even have to go back and fill it except for the holes where he had to hammer it in. So that is our cabinet with the 6 little drawers. It looks phenomenal. I'm so stoked. So this particular project consists of the trim that we're putting around the kitchen for a border. I have these white ones. I bought these at Michael's for $1 on the dollar little clearance thingy that they had. Not clearance, but they're little dollar days things. So great tin tile, fabulous for $1. These don't match. We're going to paint them and then tie it all together with our copper overlay. So the tin is being a total pain in the ass to cut. So he's literally doing it like this. Marked the angle that he was needing and just drilled it down to have a straight edge to cut. We've tried 10 shears, we've tried nipping shears. This is the best we've come up with. He's come up with. This psychotic little culprit is being the problem as we are trying to put the tin up to make it a straight row, such as what's happening is the top of this piece here, right here, is at an angle like so, and then the little critter at the end doesn't match up. We've had to cut a hole to where it can slip up in there. There was also that big cording that we had to cut off. So once we get to this edge, you've got this crazy straight and then a round circle. So that's our angle. Either way. Anyways, he's cut that angle that I just showed you so that we can get a straight line all the way across to the edge. We also had to re-put the door back on before we were finished to make sure that it would open all the way without the tin stopping it. But the tin is thin enough on the side that it didn't matter because we've got that little bit of a groove right there, so it fit just fine. This is why I can never do this tiny little trim business. This is the 2 cuts, 3 cuts, 1 straight, 1 cut here, and 1 cut there, measured with that tiny amount of space to fit into something such as that right there, so that the 45 equals that one. So that one is going to end up matching this one once the flat piece is on top. Again, with the cuts, you got 1 cut here and a flat cut there. So if you're not good with a miter saw, I do not suggest trim. It's so gorgeous on these little teeny tiny trailers. But if you got a boy to do it, check it out, girls. It freaking rocks! We were pretty easily able to take the sink out. The top of the cabinet is at a real swoop down like this. It's got an angle actually in where the cabinet sits, the counter, and this is where the sink goes. I am contemplating moving the sink to the middle of the window. I'm not sure if I'm doing that yet or not, or trying to keep it original far over to the side, but as far as usability, it makes more sense to be in the middle. So we'll see about that part. But for right now, all we had to do to take it off was actually hammer from underneath. It wasn't attached here, it was attached underneath here. So he just literally hammered it up all the way around, and then he had to undo the 2 little pipes, or 3 little pipes. One of them was already undone with the other 2. That's all you have to do to get your little soup part out. Front of the trailer being just like the back of the trailer. There is a leak that's over on this side. We actually think it was coming from where the window is loose right here. So wherever your leak is doesn't mean it goes there. It can go down across and leak or wherever. But all that wood, the same as the back, is rotted out. So we're putting the beadboard behind where the stove used to go. Not sure if I'm putting the stove back or not, or if we're putting a refrigerator there, or a cabinet all the way across, and a refrigerator underneath this side. We'll figure that part out. But for right now, I just wanted to show you the damage, just like on the back. We're going to have to build it in on the front as well.